welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree. I just washed off one of the worst faces of makeup I have been wearing in a long time. I went through my entire collection and I decluttered, but I had a little bin of stuff that I found this morning. Like, I did one last pass and pulled out another bin of stuff, and I thought I would try some of it out to kind of see like chopping block, last chance kind of stuff. And I was getting so annoyed in the video because I was hating every single product I was using. And then at the last, I'm putting on a brow pomade and I'm like, I don't like any of this. And I did the declutter video and then I washed it off and I felt like, you know what? I'm just gonna put on makeup I love rather than just random stuff that I'm thinking about decluttering. So first I'm gonna take off my sunscreen from my eyebrows. That way my brow pencil goes on nice and clean. There's like one use left in that micellar water, but I'm gonna hang on to it. So the palette that I'm gonna use is a discontinued palette, so this is definitely a shop your stash moment here, but it's the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. I mean, look at this packaging. Super, super pretty. And I haven't used this in probably 3 years, if not longer than that. I remember when I bought it where I was living, and I haven't lived there in like 3 or 4 years. So it's been a while. And I never really used this too much because it's big. And a lot of the time with a big palette, I get kind of overwhelmed. But whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed with a big palette, I just zoom into one shade that I want to use, and then I make myself use the other 4 surrounding shades. So that's what I've been doing with this palette. I was like, you know what? I really want to use that one there called DM Me. So then I would use this 4 here as like a little quad and make myself use all 4 shades. And that's how I've been loving this palette. Every single look I've been doing, I'm loving it so much. A little bit of fallout, so I'm going to do my eyes first. But today I think I'm going to use, let's see. I think I'm going to do this little quad right here. These 4. I wore something similar to that the other day and I absolutely loved it, and then I did it again the next day. Loved it so much. And it's weird because when I love a makeup look and I want to repeat it every day, I for some reason feel like it's the same as wearing the same clothes every single day, not changing. But I know it's not like that. Like, no one's looking at me going, she's wearing that same blush again. Like when I was really into Milani Luminoso, I wanted to wear it every day, and I did for several days in a row. But then I started feeling like I was wearing the same clothes without washing them or something. I don't know. Kind of weird. But let me know how you feel about that. Because then I know people also just wear the same look every day. Like, they don't have a makeup collection. They have one eyeshadow that they wear every day. They have one lipstick that they love and wear it every day until it's gone and buy it again. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. I actually really admire when people are like that. But I don't know, I'm like, I want choices, and wearing the same makeup every day, it just felt weird for some reason. But I'm gonna kind of try to recreate that look I did the other day. These shades just blend so nicely. I encourage you highly, if you have this palette, pull it out, start using it, especially if it's kind of just sitting there or you haven't used it in a while. This is definitely one of the best formulas Too Faced ever did. And I always wonder why, when a brand has a really good formula, why do they start changing it and trying different formulas? And, you know, the customers that they have obviously don't like it, but they still keep changing it. I think that's so weird. Because this one's great. And I'm still looking for some new brushes. These Morphe ones I use all the time, they're feeling really scratchy to me. And I'm thinking of trying Zoeva. Because I have a Zoeva brush that I got in an advent calendar and I absolutely love it. And I have a couple of Chikuhodo brushes as well that are super duper soft that work well, but I only have one eyeshadow brush. So I want to get a couple more that I don't have to constantly be washing the brush all the time. And I kind of want to go for Zoeva because that one I have, I love so much. But if you have any recommendations for nice soft eye brushes that work, let me know. Because I have some soft brushes, but they don't really move shadow around. They just feel soft. And I need it to move eyeshadow around, and that's really why I like these ones so much, because they're a little bit scratchy-ish, but they move shadow around really nicely. Oh my god, I dipped into the wrong one. I was using like a gold one, and I accidentally dipped into the green one. Well, now I'm gonna have to do it on the other side. I guess that still looks okay. Okay, top of the lid done. I'm just gonna wipe off some fallout, and then we'll move on with a foundation that, darn, I think that was like the last little drops there. of that micellar water. Just gonna wipe off some fallout. The foundation, anyway, is one that I haven't used lately, honestly, because my first experience with it was great, but I always felt like it got really oily throughout the day. And it looked super, super weird, like a weird kind of oily. Not just like, oh, it was hot today, so I'm sweating on my face. It was kind of like weird looking. Throw that in the empties. But I tried it out the last couple days and I loved it. It's the Dermablend Flawless Creator Multi-Use Liquid Pigment. And I didn't know that this was meant to be like a mixing type of thing, like to mix it into a foundation to add more coverage to it. I'd always just used it straight from the bottle. And that's how I'm going to use it today. It is very full coverage. I think I have a video on this actually. Like it was called, I think, a full coverage makeup look or something like that. It's very thin. Watch, let me zoom in a little bit. Always go the wrong way, of course. It's very, very thin and it feels like almost like a skincare item. It just feels great on the skin. It feels also like it's just straight up pigment, like it's not foundation. It's just kind of a really interesting texture. And although this is full coverage, I think it looks really good. It doesn't look like I have a mask on, although right now it totally does. But once you blend it in, it looks great. There's two things with this foundation though. One, you cannot touch your face at all throughout the day. If you're someone like me, I should have put my hair up. If you're someone like me that gets like a sweaty upper lip and you're constantly like doing this to like dab it off, it will pick up the foundation. And if you have to like wipe your nose or anything, it will pick up the foundation as well. And since it's so full coverage, you'll immediately see your skin underneath. So if you have like a lot of red or pink or anything like that in the area where the foundation is now missing, it's going to be kind of obvious that it's missing, you know what I mean? But if you don't touch it at all throughout the day, it wears beautifully. It wears so nicely throughout the day. It always looks good. And at least the last several times that I've worn it, it has not gotten oily like that. I don't know if maybe it was just the way that I was wearing it back then, or maybe a primer I had on, or powder I didn't use or something. And I'm gonna go ahead and put on eyebrows right away because I'm tired of looking like a total alien till the end of the video. Guess those look okay. I could always fix them. So we're gonna put on a little under eye concealer, and of course you already know what I'm gonna use. The Kulfi Main Match Concealer. This is just the best stuff ever. I love this so much. I want to try everything from the brand. And they don't have a lot of stuff. They have some colorful liners. They have cream eyeshadows. But I have those on my loves list and I can't bring myself to buy them. Because I already have some cream eyeshadows that I either really use all the time or some that kind of just sit just to be there. And I have a feeling I'm going to get those to try them. And unless it's like the best thing ever, it's going to be something that I just use every now and then. And I don't know, I don't want it to be that way. I want to either really love them or not buy them at all. You know what I mean? Okay, under eye concealer on, and I'm not going to put on any concealer on my face because the Dermablend stuff is so full coverage that it really doesn't need it. But I am going to go for some powder, and this is the Hard Candy Chilling Wonder Sheer Envy Loose Powder. Again, my little baby. I just love this stuff. I look forward to using this every single day. And I'm so glad that I found it. I'm so glad it was worth the hype that I had personally built up for myself. This took me a year to find because they only have this brand at Walmart, and I'm not, like, Walmart's not really my store. So I don't go there really for anything. But I would go to look at the beauty stuff, and I would go for, to look at plants and stuff. And I would always stop to see if they had this powder, and they never did. And one day I found it, and now I kind of wish I had two of them because I just love it so much. It mattifies, it sets everything, but it doesn't look flat or cakey. You can't really overdo it. The texture is so pretty. Love, love, love. Okay, I gotta fix these eyebrows. My boyfriend was, is he asleep? Yeah, he was in the living room laying on the couch working on some pharmacy stuff because you have to do like certain classes every couple of years to maintain your license. And he's asleep on the couch now because they're really boring. Bronzer. This is the Ulta Beauty Faux Glow Matte Bronzer. So I pulled this out. When did I pull this out? I know it was in a video where I was like, oh, I'm not really liking any of the bronzers that I have right now. I'm just gonna use this one because I haven't used it in a while and I honestly forgot about it. And I have used it every single day since. I have the shade light to medium. And it's called Faux Glow and then Matte Bronzer. And I know using the word glow and matte in the same sentence is kind of weird. But it is a matte bronzer, but it's not flat. It has like the tiniest little bit of a satin finish to it. So it's not going to give you like a glow or anything like that. But it's just not going to look totally one-dimensional and flat on your skin. And this color I just really, really love. It's super pretty. Really easy to use, blends like a dream, and really glad that I rediscovered it. And also really glad I put on eyebrows at the beginning of the video. But that's just how I do my makeup naturally. I do everything and then right before I'm gonna finish up like lower lash line with eyeshadow, I put on eyebrows, so almost last. But I kind of getting tired of the way I look in the videos. And now, having put on the eyebrows so early, they keep like getting messed up with the brushes that I'm using. So I feel like I'm constantly having to fix them now, which is almost more annoying. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I said it's fine. It's fine. Okay. The highlighter that I've been using a lot lately is the Benefit Cookie highlighter. Yeah, it's called Cookie. So I got this Cheek Stars palette over at Marshall's. And although I like this palette and I do like these blushes a lot, the palette has completely fallen out of the packaging. So I'm guessing now that's why these were at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. The glue in here is definitely not enough. It was just the brush. Enough glue to hold this on, because the only glue they had was around the side here and it just fell right out. And I want to say it was the second time I used it that I was like, oh my god, it just slipped right off. But there's a highlighter in here that is so pretty and it's called Cookie. And if you're seeing this palette now and you're like, oh my god, I have to have that. Benefit puts out palettes like this all the time, all the time. So if you see one at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, usually they're all of, they're permanent highlighters. It's highlighters. They're permanent blushes, so it's usually not limited edition stuff, which I kind of like. I like that they do that. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's so white, like a white pearl highlighter, but without that weird gray undertone that they sometimes have. And I actually used to have this highlighter. I bought it. I don't remember if it was a full size or a mini. And I didn't like it. I honestly thought it was too intense, that it was too much of a highlighter. And now I put it on and I'm like, I can barely see it. I bet you can't even see it from space. I love it now. So pretty. And Benefit knows how to do blushes. What is that scent that they put in here? It just smells so good. That would be like a good candle. It's something just so light, like a light floral, but not too crazy. Really, really nice. What are we missing? Blush. There are 3 blushes this month that I could not stop using. One is the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush, and this is one that I rediscovered. Oh my god, I have an itch. I can't scratch it because my foundation will come off. Okay, cool. Anyway, Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush. I rediscovered this after doing a blush declutter, and I love it. This is one that I wore yesterday on my cheeks and all over my nose too. It's just such a pretty, like perfectly coral with a little pink, a little bit of shimmer to it. Really beautiful. This is another discontinued product, so if you have it, bring it out and use it. It's so gorgeous. This is actually one that I bought 2 of because I loved it that much, and I will not declutter that duplicate. Another one that I really, really love right now is the Tom Ford Sheer Cheek Duo in the shade Eclat Nude. I did get this for half off, but now that I know how beautiful it is, I probably would pay the full price for this in another shade. I absolutely love it. So when I use these colors on their own, I don't love them, but when I mix them together, it's like the perfect, like red, sunburned kind of look. I absolutely love this, and I think this is the one that I'm going to use today. No, Papa Don't Peach. I want to use this one. No, Tom Ford. Anyway, the other little blush I do want to mention though that I love so much is from Rare Beauty. This is their Hope, the blush in the shade Hope. It's one of their dewy blushes. And I didn't know there was a difference, like they had matte and dewy blushes. I looked it up and I saw it. This happens to be one of their dewy ones. I did use this in my samples video and I've been using it ever since. I absolutely love it. And in fact, the other day I had put on, I think this one from Benefit, the one called Dallas. I tried out this one and although it looks pretty, it was a little lighter than I wanted. And when I was done with my makeup, I did a little Emily Noel thing where she puts more blush at the end. And I went in with this one and then all day long at work, I was like, I have on too much blush, but I also kind of loved it. I think I'm going to use the, no, I want to use this one. I want to use this one, so I'm going to use it. If you have this, bust it out. You don't need to go out and buy this one if you have some coral blushes that you really love. But I love this and I'm so glad I rediscovered it. And it has the nicest little sweet smell. And now that I started using this, I never really wanted the Sweet Peach palette that Too Faced had come out with. But now I can't get it out of my head. I want it so badly. Even though it's discontinued. Like, I don't think they make it anymore. I'd have to look into it. But ever since I started using this again, I'm like, dang, I should have got that palette. Like, I want it now. Now I want it. It's so pretty. It's a little like luminoso. I think you could probably get Milani Luminoso and get a very similar effect to this. It looks like highlighter. I mean, oh my God, look how shiny my cheeks look now. A little bit of highlighter, a little bit of coral pink. Very luminoso right here, actually. So get out your luminoso if you want to try a blush like that. I'm just gonna go in with the shade Embrace Me, and then I'm gonna grab the one at the bottom there called All Tied Up. On my inner corner is like a white pop. Because I've been loving a white pop inner corner lately. And the thing I love to use as an inner corner highlight is the highlighter in the shade Like Duh from Danessa Myricks. It's in one of her palettes, the Lightwork 1 palette. I love it so much, but in this one I thought this one would be a good one too, so I've just been using it. You do gotta kind of build it up a little more than the Danessa Myricks highlighter, but I think it serves the same effect once you get there. I feel like I want to do a little bit more darkness on the eyes. What can I use? Like, I feel like I want a little more darkness on the outer corner. I'm gonna go for that one called Set in Stone. Do I? Oh, it's too late. I'm already doing it. I'm already doing it. Perfect. So a little bit more depth. Okay. I don't know if I love the eyebrows. I don't know if it was just putting them on first that made them go on kind of funny. I don't love them, but I love the rest of the makeup. Super glowy and glossy and dewy, especially with that blush. I'm gonna do some setting spray, and what I've been really liking right now, I don't remember what's in this bottle, to be honest, because I pour other stuff in here. It smells like, is that Wet n Wild? Hold on, it might be this one. Let me smell this one. Oh no, is it? No, I think this is actually just Wet n Wild. I thought it was something else I poured in here. This is the Wet n Wild 3-in-1 Rose Primer Water. This is just the Fantasy Makers packaging, but it is just the Rose Water Primer Water. So I'm just gonna spray this all over, and then we will finish with mascaras that I'm loving right now. And when I'm fatting my setting spray, I always take this opportunity to fluff my hair a little bit. I just love a nice wind-blown look. Am I crazy? But I'm kind of loving the way that this looks without mascara. I don't know. Kind of like it. I'm gonna put it on anyway, but I'm kind of appreciating what it looks like right now. And it'll probably be like a heck of a lot easier to wash off without mascara. Okay, mascara. Say it with me. You already know. I'm loving the Maybelline Sky High Tinted Primer. This is the best thing ever. It's making me fall in love with all of my mascaras all over again because it's just great. It's making them all seem like they're brand new. And the one I had been using on my lower lashes, the Sky High Primer, the regular Sky High mascara, it's done, so I tossed it into my empties. And the one I was using is the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. I bought it in the full size, but it doesn't work the same as the mini, and I'm kind of not liking it. And it smudges like crazy in the lower lashes, which drives me crazy. So I'm gonna use the Benefit Roller Lash, maybe? I don't really have anything else. Oh no, isn't this a Tube mascara? The Glossier Lash Slick? Maybe I could use this on the lower lashes. It's still good, okay. Is it good? It's still good. Let's use this on the lower lashes. This is like the most natural mascara in the world, so I did not like it for my regular lashes. You know, I think this is empty. There's like nothing coming out. And even though this is a natural mascara, I think this is even empty. If I didn't use it and it dried out on its own, can I still throw it in the empties? I'll throw it in there to talk about it, but I'm not gonna count it as an empty because I didn't use that enough to count as using it up. Let's put on some of the Benefit Roller Lash. And then of course on the upper lashes, I'm using the Maybelline Sky High Primer and the I guess it's Patrick Star. It's the One Size Fantasize Mascara, this little sample. I love this, but again, I know if I buy this in a full size, it's not gonna be the same. I have just found that the minis are better and the full sizes, unless I've tried it for the first time in a full size, I usually prefer the mini. I just think they work better. And I'm thinking maybe because it's smaller, like air is getting in there and messing with the formula a little bit quicker and kind of adding a little dryness to it, a little faster than a full size. I don't know what it is, but I love this mini and I know if I buy the full size, I'm not gonna like it. So if I do repurchase this, I'll repurchase the mini. So I just put on a little bit of the primer and then I fan it down just a little so it dries, but it's not dry, just so it's not totally wet still. And then mascara. I feel like I'm too far. I don't know who I think I am. So that is that lash. I mean, look at the difference. This looks like I have a fake lash on and this one looks all boring. I said I liked it before, but now that I have the mascara on, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I put it on. The only thing with this brush is the bristles are just a little bit too long. And I feel like I always am scraping my lash line. This one I think is also kind of on its last leg because it's getting super thick. I kind of have a hard time putting it on, but I'm going to use this till the bitter end because I really love it. And I did like it before as well, like before I started using it with primer, but I found that it flaked a lot. And I know now when I use the primer with this one, it doesn't flake at all. Yeah, I feel like this one's done. It's kind of hard to put on now. It's a little too thick. I'm gonna throw that in the empties, and that one I did use up and I love it. So that is it. That is my face of makeup using stuff that I love. Look, there's a little mascara flake. I love the way this came out. The only thing with the dermablend foundation is that it's so full coverage and I love the way that it looks, but it kind of skews the way I feel about my bare skin because this is so full coverage. So when I rinse it off, I'm like, ew, like that's what my skin looks like. So I like to use this, but not all the time because I feel like it kind of messes with how I feel about my bare skin. But it's really, really pretty. I think this would be a great special occasion foundation as long as you don't touch your face. This is really good. The concealer, of course, I just love this and I will love it forever. The Ulta Faux Glow Matte Bronzer. I'm super happy that I rediscovered this. I love using it. I think it's such a great shade. It's really easy to use, really kind of natural faux glow, just as the name suggests. The palette, what a gem. This is such a gem in my eyeshadow palette collection, and I can't believe it was just sitting there languishing, just kind of not, it wasn't getting used at all. Like I said, I hadn't used it in 2 to 3 years, but now that I've cleared out so much of my stuff, and don't get me wrong, it's not like I only have 1 or 2 items left. I have still 5 shelves of eyeshadow palettes over there, but it's a lot more scaled down and I only kept stuff I want to reach for and love. And I'm glad I kept this because it, oh my God, what a gem. If you have this, bust it out. What else did we use? Oh, the blush. The Papa Don't Peach blush. I think this is so similar to Milani Luminoso. And I know Luminoso was out before this, so this is like a dupe for Luminoso, I think. I really love it. I mean, I think this looks exactly like Milani Luminoso, so bust out your Milani Luminoso, put it all over your face. You will not regret it. I love it. But that is it. Those are some products I'm loving right now. I really just felt like doing a full face of my favorites because I had just this morning used a full face of products I was angry at, and I just had to remedy it and feel good throughout the day. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what some of your makeup favorites are. I would love to know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss my next one. And I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.